keep advising people, stop sending your money to Nigeria now. If you are new in the UK, don't send money to anybody. If you are new in the UK, you are squatting with someone, don't send money to anybody. Save every penny for yourself. Make yourself okay first before you start to remember people. If you don't send money to people for the next 5 years, for the 5 years of your arrival in the UK, nothing is going to happen to people who say they're in Nigeria. Nothing will happen to them. Sort yourself out. You are on 3 years visa, you're on 5 years visa, you are not having £1,000 in your account towards your renewal or towards your high LR. Who is going to borrow you money to do the LR when the time comes? Who is going to borrow you the money to do it? This is very, very simple. I know you are trying to be very to show empathy, to show that you care about the people back home. But then you yourself, first of all, number one person, we say now you be the source of that money. You need to make sure that thing when we say they bring the money, you take care of it. Please, you need to understand it's quite simple. Don't send money to anybody until you're able to get yourself settled. Until you know your direction, until you know your bearing in the UK, don't give money to anybody. If you have a mother, you can send something to your mother, something little at least that she can use to eat, depending on her condition. You understand? Send something to her to feed, to be okay. Little thing. If you've got children back home, send something little to them to maintain. You yourself, you got to feed. You got to pay your rent. You got to save money for the future to you renew or to get your ILR. You understand? You got to pay your rent. Do you equally have enough job to cater for all these things I've mentioned? Do you have that job? If you have that job, then that's totally fine. But if you don't have the job, you are getting 10 hours a day, a week, you are getting £800 a month. How much is £800? By the time you take your rent out of it, you understand? By the time you take your rent out of it, pay your bills, how much do you have left? Do you have £300 in the savings? By the time you put the £300 savings together, that is if you have the £300. By the time you put it together and towards your ILR, you don't know how much is ILR now, £2,885. How much money are you going to put together before you get £2,885? And aside that, you want to use a lawyer about £1,000 or more. And besides that, you want look at it yourself. It's quite simple. I'm not saying don't help, but be very, 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 very tactical with the way you help. Be very tactical with the way you send money. Be very tactical. Be very reasonable. Think about yourself, of your essence in the UK. You understand? Some of your mates don't they buy house, so I get house be say they sell. I get people will be say they get house, so they want sell. If you don't reach that level, I beg contact me. I'll link you up.